Hari Om. Narayana, 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 Narayana. Which sage do we think about when we hear these words? Exactly, the heavenly divine sage who carries a veena and a khartal, the great Narada indeed. In chapter 7, verse 23 of our sacred Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Antavattu phalam tesham tadbhavatyalpamedhasam devan devayajo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. Which means, men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. Narada was a Gandharva in his previous birth who had been cursed to be born on an earthly planet for singing glories to the demigods instead of the Supreme Lord. He was also cursed that he would not see the Lord in his next life. He was born as the son of a maidservant of some saintly priest. Although a young boy, Narada had a favorable disposition for taking advantage of such good association and not being distracted by childish propensities. He got the opportunity to serve the devotees. With great devotion, he plucked flowers for the sages, he carried water from the nearby river for puja, and wholeheartedly served varieties of food for the sages. He even ate the remnants of their foodstuff. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna says, I am completely under control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, I sit only within the course of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Those who are devotees of my devotee are also very dear to me. The sages were pleased with Narada's immense devotional service and blessed him in many ways. True blessing is giving spiritual knowledge. The sages reciprocated with Narada's immensely developed spiritual standing by giving him confidential knowledge about Krishna and his devotional service. Even though the sages had to move on, their influence remained deep in Narada's heart. Narada's mother, who was solely involved in his maintenance and care, was bitten by a snake when she went to milk a cow and died. Narada responded to this. I took this as a special mercy of the Lord who always desires benediction for his devotees. And so thinking, he started for the north. After renouncing his former home, Narada roamed the countryside like a renounced monk and experienced all varieties of Krishna's creation from flourishing towns to remote and fearsome forests. Finally, he was inspired in a certain forest under a banyan tree to meditate on the supersoul in his heart as he had learned from the sages. To his great happiness, he was soon successful in seeing the Lord. In great love, he shed tears of ecstasy and felt completely enlivened. But alas, this wasn't permanent. Narada tried again and again to regain the vision of the Lord, but discovered that such visions are mercy bestowed and do not arise by merely making a mental attempt. Appreciating Narada's intense disappointment, Lord spoke. O Narada, I regret that during this lifetime you will not be able to see me anymore. However, by service of the absolute truth, even for a few days, you will attain firm and fixed intelligence in me. Consequently, you will go on to become my associate in the transcendental world after giving up the present deplorable material worlds. Narada obeyed the Lord's words and continued serving the absolute truth till he attained firm and fixed intelligence in Krishna. Swami Shivananda says, eating, drinking, sleeping, a little laughter, much weeping. Is that all? Do not die here like a worm. Wake up, attain immortal bliss. Let us all chant the Narayana mantra to attain the beautiful lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Narayana, Narayana, Hari Om.